Blacklist is known for picking those odd choices, maybe because of Oh My Venus, maybe because of Wise, but also because of Bonchan. But based on stats, Omega themselves are not afraid to experiment.
That's true. We have seen them Algis
Your team
on
is
the
banned.
on the XP lane.
Gold lane,
Gold lane, rather.
their own
Counter.
flavor.
With it. So I love that Omega are kind of already had some bait in place, if ever, for the playoffs. I mean, it's already also. I mean, if I was Blacklist, if I didn't want to pick the Algis, I would actually want to ban it out myself this time.
Honestly,
Because of that.
honestly, at this point, I'm already looking towards the end of the match. Because let's say, for example, if Omega will win, will Kelra go up to the camera again and do what he usually does?
That's thinking way too far
Yeah,
into
way
the
too
future
far
there,
ahead.
buddy.
But let's go look at the draft first instead. I like how Omega showing us that we're very familiar with Estes, so we won't ban it out. But Blacklist are the one who ban out the Estes indeed.
Why though?
Because Etomax has proven himself to be a respectable Estes.
Yeah. I like how Blacklist respect that, and at the same time, the bans here of Omega are just respects to. With how Oh My Venus plays, Eve seems like a very perfect fit. How Edward has played the Phoebus this entire season, you don't want to give that. The Blacklist Aldous is still undefeated. You don't want to give that at all. And Omega already feels and knows how to play with Aldous, so they know, yeah, we gotta take this out.
So now first pick is up for Omega. This is a dynamite trade because there's a Jawhead out there, there's a Matilda out there. There's actually so much left to the imagination, and of course, the very elusive Selena.
Your team
Interesting.
is picking.
You know what? This is actually I'm very interested about this matchup because this is actually an opportunity for these teams to show up some stuff that they can probably it's a little bit of a preview for the playoffs, right? Where maybe they can try to bait for example, like what RSG was doing, like they were consistently trying to pick up the Selena on game 2 and game 3. Maybe they're trying to bait that out for the playoffs, or try to trick their opponents in the upcoming matches.
True. And
That's
what
a
I'm
possibility here.
It is. And what I'm looking at for now is what Omega will pick if they'll decide to pick up a Jawhead, a pick that Blacklist usually bans out and they don't want to go up against. But at the same time, with the familiarity, Omega might want to surprise and pick up something along like the Grok.
Jawhead,
Instead, maybe a Kufra,
team is
maybe even an Akai, sort of like what Onyx did. But they pick up the Cho. Not yet sure if this is going to be a tank or a roam Cho, but we haven't seen XP lane Cho for Omega at all this season, so I won't be surprised if that is the tank pick Cho. And if that will... Oh, that Nathan can go anywhere at this point. That Nathan can go anywhere, but...
That's the fun thing.
So at least one
Can
flex
actually
pick.
go anywhere. And no Jawhead, which is very surprising in a team that has a Chakno on.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're trying to leave it up for the last. Can you flex this still?
No, in fairness, I do believe this might actually be the Chakram show. Over the past couple of weeks,
Historically, yeah.
in the last half of MPL Philippines Season 8, he's been just going bonkers on the show.
Your
Finding
team is
targets,
banning.
knocking people up, surviving things he would rather not.
For Omega this season, Cho is actually undefeated, 4-0.
There you go.
What?
I was just going off of memory, but the numbers don't lie.
Is banning.
Interesting. I love that. Now we have a Kimmy.
I like this Kimmy pick. Great
I
pickup.
think they have
Your
the
team
tools to
is
kind of keep it
banning.
together. We haven't actually seen. Obviously, this Edward pick is going to be the Bakito, right? That's not probably going to get flexed wise.
Yeah, no.
But they do have some pretty good tools already to protect the Kimmy early on, so I don't mind this early pick. Usually teams would like to leave it later. This is not a problem for Blacklist, I think.
Look at how cerebral this draft has gone. Blacklist is going to continue to choke out key junglers. They feel really confidently that this Nathan is not going to go into the jungle. And then for Omega, they themselves take out the Jawhead. Given that maybe Haji doesn't have a hero here just yet, whenever you see the Matilda,
Your team
yes, it does
is
go into the
banning.
roaming spot sometimes, but that's definitely an Oh My Venus hero.
Yeah, and there's a chance here if Omega actually leave the Popol and Koopa open, they're trying to take away, or they're really targeting Haji here, and they want Blacklist to get the Popol and Koopa. That's going to be going to the hands of Oh My Venus, and Haji will get the Matilda. Depends of how they're going to configure that. It's either going to be a pause 4 Matilda and then pause 5 Popol and Koopa, or again, you can get very creative in this meta with who gets the roam boots and not.
So in this case, Omega should take out the Martis or the Baksha.
Yeah.
The
So
the
many
Grok.
choices.
The Grok. So there's
Yeah.
very few Nay, there's a lot of choices left, but they have to pick their poison.
Yeah, just one ban slot though, not gonna be enough to cover it. So definitely a pick your poison kind of situation we have
Indeed.
here for Omega. Then again, you can also kind of flex that Matilda over the Haji, which just makes Blacklist so
Oh, there you
deadly.
go. They chose to take out the Grok, so everything else is fair play. Haji, pick your hero now.
This is a Haji hero. I'm thinking if the Martis goes, maybe that's a great tool to kind of deal with the Nane a little bit, maybe, and maybe the Selena. Always love to have like people with crowd control immunity whenever there's a Selena in your lineup. Maybe.
I'm
We'll see.
feeling a high loss too. High loss Kimmy is just
It's got a good.
dangerous.
It's a deadly lineup.
Yeah, with a Matilda. Oh, that's a unique twist to an old school play. I like that.
Your team.
no. I think I heard Popoli Koopa.
Sound. Yeah, that actually makes
Unexpectedly.
a lot of sense, right?
So, oh no,
Oh, no,
oh,
wait,
there we
whoa.
go, there we go.
It's
Similar.
It's a little boy.
Yeah.
Still,
Similar voice lines.
little
but-
boy owl.
Aboard.
A board, yes.
Yeah.
Little boardy. Okay, so.
Oh, all right. I had to process that for a
Now
bit.
that being said, what's gonna go into the jungle here? A Yusin Shin.
I mean, it would have been great if they had the Algis, but they don't. So it's gonna be a tank jungle. It's gonna be a tank jungle,
It's gotta
guys.
be. So
That's what I've been feeling too.
maybe the Baksha?
Baksha's great.
Oh, why is it?
Hylos!
Hylos.
I was gonna say, why
Yes!
is it praying to Bonchan? Please, coach, let me play the high loss jungle.
Yes.
Let's see if they get it.
Hylos.
Omega's closing up. I think they are gonna keep it close to their chest.
Bauman, it's a good answer, by the way.
Yeah, and I think it's this Bauman that Coach Pakbet is saying, okay, that might be a jungler tank. So let's have an answer right now. In comes
DPS.
Billy, and they pick up also 100% win rate, but
7-0 for Omega picking up the Barracks.
baby.
And yeah,
Hylos.
Blacklist would need some stronger sustain. Tank jungle.
Baksha's fine, but Hylos is better.
If they want to play it safe, they will pick up the Isan Shin. But right now, with how the configuration of Omega look like, they need someone else alongside the Paquito who can help that front line.
Oh man, they don't. I don't think they're gonna do it.
They're telling
seems
things to
be
switch.
some
little
trouble
bit
in
of-
paradise here.
Yeah, they're not sure. Oh, there you go. They
No,
finally
they
agreed
locked
on it.
I think it was just that moment where they were just talking about the
Are you
last
sure?
strategy.
What?
Oh, it's a Granger in the
That's-
jungle.
All right. Given that they last picked the Granger, just to our chagrin, they don't pick up the Hylos at all or
Man.
any tank jungle. They have to go really, really fast.
This lineup needs to like that's their win condition. Like have a timer on this lineup.
Yeah,
Like,
and right now with how it looks like, it is. I think it'll be the Diggy and the Kimmy together in lane.
absolutely.
And we've seen Diggy paired up with things like the Bruno in lane. At the same time, I think the Kimmy and the Diggy can work really well. So, if ever they can speed things up, if Omega don't have the right answer, since it will be Kelra there in the gold lane, if he's gonna be alone going up against the Diggy and the Kimmy, if they are gonna be in lane, it's gonna be tough.
I love it. This is half the time I've seen it, it was a rank game nightmare, but the other times, wow.
Flashback.
Jungle Balmond!
Jungle Bowen.
Oh!
All right.
Jungle
All right.
Balmond! You have 2 retributions, fam!
Pretty much.
And you have on paper, Balmond works. Balmond is great because you have a dash, you have burst, you have some DPS.
And sustain.
Honestly, I'm liking this.
It's
It's
now-
gonna be hard for Wise to actually deal with this
Yeah.
all in his own.
That's why I'm thinking exactly with what you just said. That might mean Haji will be forced to go with Wise. Oh, my Venus will mainly be clearing from mid. Yeah, it might be the Diggy the Matilda clearing mid together and then going around, because it might just be too difficult for if Omega at one point start to invade. But right now, as it looks, it will be the Diggy with the Kimmy going up against Nathan's or Kelra's Nathan in the gold lane.
Here we go, game number 1. Welcome to the land of Dawn. It's time to watch out for what that gold lane matchup is gonna be like. I'm curious. What is the answer? I mean, Omega didn't see that it was the Diggy and the Kimmy, but did they send anyone to help Kelra?
I don't think so.
No, they didn't.
I mean, it's fine because of the range of the of this Nathan as well. But I just want to say it's just gonna be so. It's gonna be disastrous if this lineup of Blacklist tries to stick together. Get that code. The code. Don't break it.
Claim it. Claim the code.
Claim it. Claim the code.
Redeem.
Yeah,
as
redeem.
far from whatever that sounds like as possible.
So here's what I was saying. It's gonna be a disaster if they kind of try to clump up because it's gonna be so difficult because of the AOE, the like close proximity AOE that
Yep.
Omega has here. So your Uber is not gonna work. Probably gonna have a hard time working this time.
If there's one thing that Blacklist has going, like undoubtedly, is their pushing power.
That's true.
We've seen this before, wherein it's a Diggy and like a couple of ranged heroes, marksmen, if you want to call it, and they just take objectives like that and then get out.
Yeah, and one thing I'm going to be looking at is when Omega will actually start to invade the jungle of Blacklist International because they have to. That's going to be how they counteract the pressure onto Kelra. The weird thing is they have to balance helping Kelra or invading the jungle. So it's going to be interesting after the first turtle or leading up to the first turtle, maybe a minute beforehand, of how Omega are going to start moving their pieces around, and at the same time if Blacklist will do anything to move their pieces around, because this Diggy with the Kimmy might just be up until the Kimmy hits level 4, because that way you can ensure that the first 4 waves are good. At least the Kimmy has a lead, and Haji can go around as the Diggy to help Wise and the rest of Blacklist International to get wins elsewhere.
Overall, there's a timer on this lineup
Yeah.
here for Blacklist. Like you have to go hard early or go home.
There is something I noticed. This timer on Blacklist is not as tight, given that everything Reptar said, correct. But the rotational speed favors Blacklist. The Paquito just moves faster than the Barats.
Better early game as well.
Yeah,
that's
so we've seen this time and time again. A lot of turnarounds come off of Renzio's quiet but impactful presence in a game. And if he can do this right, both defend from Edward man-to-man and then just join team fights and break the Ube, it should work out. Kelra here, man, I can feel the pressure. Look, auto alarm bombs taking him out of range. Etomox coming in to help him out. Oh, my Venus raining down on to Kelra. Forster recalls minute 0.
Very specific, by the way. Great collapse here by Blacklist.
And there's the Aegis. So Haji here with the Diggy. Specific choice, Aegis.
Ages. I did not notice that. It was yellow, so I thought it was flickered. That's just how bad my eyes are.
Could be. Glad we have executive optical. Thank you so much. But here's a question. Why would you choose Aegis, Renmar?
Well, that's mainly because you just want to keep that Kimmy alive. That's why survivability is the goal here for Oheb. He even picked up the Purifier for himself. And then the Aegis means that in situations where we just saw, highly likely that Oheb will be able to escape. Again, Kimmy's only mobility is just the dash, and then at the same time, the little bit of movement speed burst that you get from Purify. So good pickup actually on the Aegis. That just means that Oheb will be able to get a few more moments to just freely hit and damage.
You know, you got a lot more coverage as well with Haji, just to make sure that he's not immediately destroyed by lethal counter. Right? Very, very important in the matchup, especially when they clump up together.
See, wow, look at this. Oh, my Venus and Wise raining down on Chaknu, putting him at half health. Here comes Ryzen from the west, trying to find the target. Renzio. Wow, the speed as to which this Barats clears waves, forcing Edward to respond. This is a turtle that I think Omega wants to secure. Given, again, they have 2 retributions effectively.
Yeah, and Nathan's not going to be able to join the fight anytime soon.
Whoa! Way of the Dragon onto the Queen. Detna's welcome. Get in my belly. Edward says no. There's an arrow thrown out here by Etomox. First blood draw by Ryzen. The tail end of the lethal counter taken down. The Queen 1-0 plus a turtle.
That's a very early advantage being taken there by Omega. Turtle buff very massive as well. Just adds so much more to the AoE that Ryzen has. And that's going to escalate this this jungle battle even further.
Yeah, an interesting point. An interesting thing to point out here is that Edward's actually rocking Purify, hence why that Detonus welcome, though, actually was not able to get completely locked in here. So interesting choice. We're used to seeing a flicker, but now Chaknu might just be seeing their base if Blacklist find a way to take him down.
Ooh, reverse time. Soft counter to the show. He can't get in. Close. Dash. Getting that shield. Surviving Oheb's barrage. Here comes Ryzen. He's spinning. He's spinning. Maximum charge. Thought he would caught out the Mamba, but he survives. Recalls home. Man, even if Blacklist gave out that first big clash, they're still keeping to the mission.
Again, that's the tempo of their lineup right now. They got some pretty good early game here. And again, recently buffed Granger, by the way, that we haven't really seen a lot of. Small buff, but buff nonetheless. And you have to say that this is very fun for Chaknu. He's been trying to bait out some kills here. Earlier, he could have dashed out, actually, while he was getting barraged by Oheb. He said, you know, I'll try to draw this out, taking as much damage as I can. So Oheb will keep chasing. It's just lucky that, of course, Blacklist was able to still keep it together.
Yeah, Haji and Oheb in control there in the bottom lane. Itumax has been the person assigned to help out Kelra because, yeah, he needs to start helping Kelra. Interesting, actually, because Chaknu is going to be the one clearing the lanes from mid. Itumax is the one rocking the roam boots.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a switch up.
It's a switch up.
Interesting. Usually when you see this traditional
Oh,
switch
missed.
up, it's a different battle spell. But look at this. He caught the perfect target.
Wow.
Way of the dragon plus the lethal counter onto Wise. That's another kill in mid. What?
Did you see the layering of that?
Yeah.
Right after the arrow, straight into the knockup of the Jeet Kune Do. Weight of Dragon, straight to lethal counter. No time to react.
Ryzen dunked Wise into
Mid-air, I
that
think.
hoop.
Yeah, literal.
It's like Dwayne Wade and LeBron James.
Oh,
Another one.
Starting it up. Haji, gotta think journey just yet. Already 5 minutes in, we're about to close up early game, tail end of the early game, and the Diggy's doing okay as a babysitter.
It is, actually. Not even dying that much, like, comparatively. But, again, you kind of have to keep in mind that I still think that Omega's going to have a lot more fun when you reach that 15 to 18 minute mark. So keep that in mind if you're watching through Blacklist.
What a switch up by Tomax and Chakno, I gotta say. They're not rocking the battle spells or the emblems to say this out loud, but yeah, if they switch the roaming, then yeah, they have switched up the position 5 role.
Yeah.
Faster scaling on the Barats, more tankiness, right? Because of that.
Yeah. More lethal Cho.
Yeah.
A more lethal shot.
And most importantly, the Cho, honestly, up against a Diggy and Kimmy, we saw a glimpse of it earlier. Chakno will not be able to close that gap. So that's why it needed to be the Selena to be rocking the roam boots to be paired up with Kelra. Because if it was Chakno would just get reverse time, then...
Kited to death.
And kited to death,
Yeah.
exactly.
Look at the Mamba. No bushes safe, even this early on in the game. This is difficult for Blacklist. What I'm reading here so far is... Oh, wait! That's a swap early on with the entropy, but just scaring Oheb a little. What I was going to get to is... It seems like Blacklist is babysitting both of their marksmen, right?
True. And again, that's a little bit difficult, to be honest. Like, as you can see, I think Haji and Oh My Venus are being spread a little bit too thin in some of these fights. So we'll have to see if they can keep it up. But if they can keep it up, that's the fun part. Like, they're gonna be able to like scale Oheb so much better, seems wise.
But they don't even have scaling. Honestly, if
That's true.
This went to like 25, Omega would out-damage all of them.
Like,
hold up.
yeah.
There's a fight up top. Check this out.
Renzio.
Renzio, just a sliver of health left. Can he save himself? Answer is going to be no. Can Ryzen finish the job? Oh!
Yeah, he apparently
Three-point
can.
line.
Yeah, right at the edge with the 3-point line.
Okay, so Ryzen, amazing closer pick for Omega here. Paying dividends. 3-0-0. Ow. Let's see if they can win this fight in mid. There's Haji getting it with the arrow. Time Journey to save himself. The trap, not enough damage to finish the job. And here we go. Third turtle of the game. Let's see. Renzio a little far from the party.
No DJ for Blacklist.
Kelra gonna have a good time down bottom. Might even get pushed. Oh, Mamba knocking up to Way of the Dragon onto the Queen. Turtle taken here by Ryzen. They gotta give up the Mamba. Chaknu falls. But, as we said, Kelra's just pushing. Farming for free.
They needed everyone to try to contest that. Keyword, try. I mean, Omega's playing on such a hard pace here. Blacklist having a hard time keeping up here.
Yeah. Oh, and
That
another one.
Another one. Ryzen! Somebody stop this guy already.
Yeah, he's rising to the occasion right now with the Bloodlust Axe and the War Axe as well on the way to might be an Athena Shield or an Oracle to maximize the healing that he gets from Killing Spree and when he gets a kill with his ultimate, so he'll be happy with that. Haji picking up the Radiant Armor, of course the damage coming in from the Nathan, but now Oheb has his Divine Glaive, and this is where we're gonna see if the frontliners of Omega can actually withstand the damage that Oheb's Kimmy can rock out. But as it stands, Omega is in the lead with the objectives.
Oh, interesting dynamics between these two marksmen. Oheb, I think, thought twice about taking that purple buff. And wow, Kelra using maximum utility from the entropy. Took a lot from Blacklist, but they shut down that marksman. Arrow thrown out by Etomax on the disengage. They let go, not a fight they want to pick. Here's Renzio, bottom lane, they've switched it up. Edward, wow, that's a full level gap up top. Here's another fight. Ryzen catching quite a few hits. Ammo, rounds from two marksmen up top, and here we go. Ube engaged.
Ube is definitely activated at this point. They can definitely go for that tower on top side as we're just playing, you know, cheekily with Renzio.
Oh, way of the dragon on the Wise again. Second time this game so far.
That's very, very good catches here, I have to say, from Chaknu.
Yeah, and
as well as Itomax.
Yeah, and from what we saw there in that last engagement where Blacklist showed that the Ube is definitely online there in the top lane, is that Omega needs to get their victories before the fights happen.
Exactly.
They have to force someone out. They have to pick someone off first, because altogether, it's difficult to get through the time's journey. It's difficult to burst down the members of Blacklist International when they have their Mathilda up, and especially if you cannot control the Kimmy, or even if you do, you have to worry about the time's journey and the Purifier from the Kimmy, so they have to burst down Oheb.
Look at this Lord fight here. I mean, they're fighting Lord, but Blacklist is just biding their time. Detna's welcome here. Cancelled by the time's journey. Blacklist letting the Lord go for this round. It is the level 1 Lord. Oheb securing the purple. So this is the full-on switch up. Wise can get farmed elsewhere. It's all about Oheb right now. This power spike from Blacklist. They're hoping that they can turn things around. Reverse time onto Chaknu. Flicker out. He survives. And they call it quits.
Yeah, there's just no way that Blacklist can make an entrance. Like, because of the front line and because of even the back line of Omega.
Oh, the Queen gets on out with just the right amount of shields. The control and the situational awareness. Haji didn't panic click that Aegis at all.
That's true. They kind of know the amounts of ultimates and the cooldown, so that's just experience speaking.
Brute Force breastplate on a Mathilda? Renmar, what?
Yeah, you're gonna need to act as one of the other frontliners for your lineup here. Again, it's not traditional tanks that we're seeing on the side of Blacklist, but Renjo in a big fight.
He pulled so many ults there, catching a circling eagle. Here's a Dennis welcome. He's still alive, forcing back all of Blacklist just to stop this onslaught. And that was a close call. I think both teams, if they did it wrong, they both could have been wiped out.
This is like Walking Dead. Like, literally, like, Omega's like zombies, like, clawing their way to the humans. We're fighting back with guns.
Yeah.
It's just so... I just got a picture of it in my mind.
Boxing gloves.
And boxing gloves.
Oh, Chaknu freeing himself of the reverse time right when it triggered. He dashed out. Here comes Renzio. One more time. No Detna's welcome just yet, but there is damage.
Barretts.
Look at the burst. Haji taken down. Backline, watch out. That's one out. Renzio. They finally punched the dinosaur into extinction. Oheb has a beat on him. Ryzen takes him out. Double kill
No
for
ultimate yet.
the Omega jungler. The Queen falls as well. Kelra slays him. And it's Edward dancing around, the basketball player versus the boxer. Kelra survives, and they're happy to go for the 1-for-3 trade.
They got the deal. They got a pretty good take there, actually. Even if Omega are low, it's so easy for them to take all of these turrets. Although right now, no minions means they're gonna have to back off. And I gotta say, any small objective, any small advantage you can take from Blacklist, they're gonna be happy with that.
Huge advantage, though, taken by Kelra. He stole the orange!
And again, there's just something different when it's these two teams going up against each other. Can he take
Entropy forward and the back with a flicker, slaying Edward.
As I was saying, there's something special when these two go up against each other. They bring out the best, they bring out the worst. You get to see them really tailor their lineups, their items for one another so well. We're seeing the best of the best right now. And Omega and Blacklist still putting on a show for us after all this time.
The worst and the best of the best.
Yeah, exactly.
The worst parts and the best parts.
A rivalry for the ages, truly. If you're looking for a rivalry to stand, this might be it. If you haven't just yet. Reverse time on to the Barat. I'm wondering, what kind of items does Renzio build? Because he was catching bullets from Wise and Oheb all day.
I mean, that's a good question, man. Like Renzio right now, I feel like he is his positioning right now is just so spectacular. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, at one point he did pick up an anti-Cuirass. He may also have a Dominance Ice on him, or maybe a Radiant Armor.
Radiant
one of
armor.
those two.
I think I saw the
Radiant Armor for sure.
His
Yeah,
Barat
we should have that.
His Barat is built different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
That's very true. It's a
Chakno.
little bit.
Chakno picking up the Guardian Helmet. Expect this Cho to never go home.
Yep, and at the same time just have a lot of HP because he know in terms of reducing the damage of Blacklist, but Chakno just wants to survive as long as possible in the fight, and having a lot of HP will do that for you.
He knows he's gonna have to tank a lot
Yeah.
in the first place. So tank a little bit, then go back a little bit more, and then go forward again for the re-engage. Now Lord's up, and I think again I don't see an entrance here for Blacklist for the Lord. It's difficult, very difficult.
They have the range advantage, yes, but when it comes to engagement, it's so difficult for them to actually do it safely. But check this out, Renzio holding the Lord one more time as he's shown to do very well. Chaknu flank in from the east. Let's see if he can find a target. Edward, martial artist on martial artist, like a UFC fight in here. They let go. And here you see the Guardian Helmet doing work. See, look, Chaknu got a full engage from Edward. He's still in it. He wants to fight. But look,
Wait,
Blacklist is aware. Look at the damage from Wise.
Lord, is it reset?
Can they do it? Soft reset for now. Soft reset for
A
now.
little bit.
Chaknu looking for Away the Dragon, but he goes down immediately. Flicker committed by Renzio. A lot of resources taken away from Omega as Kelra down bottom. Who was he fighting? Why is he so low? Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Wise taking him out, but it's
Oheb
Oheb.
gets it!
Who gets the Lord? That deadly counter was 1 second too soon.
Oh,
I have to say,
locked it in.
that was beautiful. Like, I guess that's the sacrifice that you gotta do for Blacklist if you want to have even a little bit of chance to get these objectives.
I love it when these two fought because Blacklist slowed down the Lord. They waited for it. And yes, a moment too soon on the lethal counter, but Ryzen still walked away with a double kill, but Oheb was there to freely hit and secure it for Blacklist.
This is so worth it, ladies and gentlemen. That replay brought to us by Oppo. You enhance your minions, you kind of win a team fight, and you win across the map. Ryzen here, quite chunky himself. Again, this is a jungler you're watching doing some work, and he does have a lethal counter on lock. Let's see. Oh, wow, Blacklist really still outranging them.
And the whole Oheb's damage actually is phenomenal right now. Like,
Yeah.
for a Kimmy at 16 minutes, he's still doing a majority of the damage for Blacklist.
Yeah, that's because in terms of being a traditional tank, the only thing that Omega has in their lineup for that role is the Barretts. So even going up against the Balmond, who's rocking an Assassin emblem, the Cho, yes, rocking Concussive Blast, but again, Cho isn't a traditional tank. Everyone else will just feel the pain of the Kimmy. Renjo can withstand it, but eventually he will crumble. The rest, if you eat up all the basic attacks of that Kimmy, it will hurt you. See, look, Renjo's still relatively okay.
Yeah, it's Blacklist playing on inevitability. Renzio's life bar is gonna go down some way, somehow, and Blacklist can just keep forcing the issue.
That's true, and I think that's what they should really do. Like, they should not let Omega breathe, because if they get a good set, they can actually go straight up.
Yep, it's a game of tag, and Omega is it. Here's the Detonus welcome, catching one, throwing him right into a wall, knock up, Haji taken down, Kelra gets the kill, so that's -1. Haji didn't even get to use Time's Journey.
Yeah, that's a great target for the Detonus welcome.
Exactly.
Like, especially on the cooldowns, right? Everything else is on cooldown.
Oh! Concealed play! Catching one! Wise falls with the Way of the Dragon! Now make that 2 down. 3 members left for Blacklist International as Omega tries to go for this penetration.
Chop
Mid
Mamba,
goes
man.
down. Just Mamba things.
It's just like it's like an everyday thing for Chakno at this point. So no one's even that surprised.
Striking from the bushes, Flicker, Jeet Kune Do. The Blacklist have to pull off a great defense here to stop Omega from ending this game.
Oh no, Kelra popping the entropy. They felt like they could finish, but the answer is no. Blacklist says, get out of my kingdom.
They held
Their
on.
base still stands. Kelra falls. What a punish. 2 left on the side of
double.
Omega.
Oh, this is bad.
It's a triple.
This
3
could
down.
be the finish. This could be the finish, ladies and gentlemen.
As long as they can keep their minions alive, they're actually in a pretty good spot here. Edward also wants to kind of flow that blade on the bottom.
Longest 30 seconds of Omega's
They can end it here.
series right now.
They can!
This could be the finish. Woo!
No way!
Well, oh.
Wow!
Okay, Ryzen is here.
They
Mplh
can.
is here. They have to stun the perfect target, but it's 4 members. 4 members. 10
Oh,
seconds
seconds.
off of Chaknu.
They can't just yet.
I think
Oh yeah,
they-
the minions.
The minion wave in the middle was way too far.
the game
Yeah.
continues.
Yeah.
And
Woo!
again, you've got Ryzen on a pretty good spot here.
Oh, wait,
They clear.
We might have spoke too soon. Wait.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ryzen,
nah, he can.
His
Yeah, he
priorities
can.
are on point. Gotta give it up to the young rookie.
They're
He's
back,
gonna
they're
get
back.
blasted. That is a desperation lethal counter if I've ever seen one. The Queen takes him down.
All right, that's Ryzen going down for the defense. I'd say very, very worth it. That was really close there for
Hey,
Omega.
Ryzen's life for the base. Ryzen,
Hey.
take the hit.
Go for it, right? And another one. They're gonna keep going here. Want to go get that Lord contest.
Huge Lord here that could go over to Blacklist, but look at Renzio putting Edward down to about 1/5 of his health. Here we go. Might have spent a little too much. Chaknu knocking him up.
TJ.
Oh, Haji says nothing of that matters. It's going to be Chaknu going down. Edward knocks him out. And that's 3 defenders left. Blacklist
Whoa.
can just confirm the Lord
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
go from here. But look, huge wave up top too. So mind the minimap.
Everyone's a little low here.
Yeah.
Difficult steal, but look, they're gonna try to get wise, can they? Not enough burst. If the box gets punished, Renzio, he's the only member left with Kelra too. Can Kelra do the impossible? Haji taken down. Kelra, there's a lot of damage on this Nathan, but he's only one. Nathan, he flickers on out. He takes down Nohem. It's a 3-4-4.
Wise got the Lord.
And Renzio got taken out too. It's Ryzen all alone. Man, I could barely see what was happening there.
So many things.
So many things, man. And it was all about Blacklist, even with the Lord Assist, by the way, taking out Kelra.
Okay, we're past TikTok timers. Death timers are going to be exponentially longer now, but just the same, it's 30 seconds off of the furthest member. There's going to be a 5v5, definitely, but it's going to be a huge siege by Blacklist.
It really is. And Omega are going to have to find the perfect targets in the next one. If they want a chance to get a shot at Wise, they're going to have to do it with Chaknu surprising.
Only 2 players in this game have immortality. That's Ryzen on the Vomit and Haji on the Diggy. They're both understanding their high priority targets, but if anyone on either team falls and they don't have an immortality, at this
That's
point,
it.
21 minutes in, a big win and a big loss will decide the game.
This is an interesting situation because, yeah, it's 21 minutes, but neither wants to give at least one. It's got to be a full 5v5. Each player, each hero contributes so much to the full victory.
That's right. As long as they have clear, like, even if it's just Ryzen all alone, even if it's just Oheb all alone, they can actually kind of hold out. So, it's go big or go home, ladies and gents here.
Oh, look at the damage for Oheb!
Oheb's just massive.
I'm starting to hurt. Conceal here. Set up. Let go. Alright, so
Alright, you're still up.
that's one thing Chaknu has on Blacklist. One thing Omega has over their opponents is they have the conceal play.
So, I wonder if they're going to be able to pull that off at this point, because they are very visible right now.
Oh, Renzio, he can stand in front of Blacklist for much less time now at a time. And look at this entropy. Popped in by Kelra, taking a few hits. Wow. That's how much damage Blacklist has. Yes, they're marksmen, but there's also some sort of burst.
There really is. It's so scary.
It's not just DPS.
And Omega also has that in form of Kelra, but it's like 2v1 marksman.
Oh! Let's see. Can there be a catch here? All right, well placed by Renzio. It's a death bush, but not for Barats.
Yeah.
Keller picked up.
Itamax's stuns are also missing a little bit.
Yeah, they need to. Omega needs Itamax to land the arrows or Chaknu to get another Flicker Jeet Kundo in and
order.
wave the dragon. Yeah, it is a tall order because, again, with Blacklist all taken together, it's going to be difficult for Omega to get all the key targets that they need to get. At this point, it's very close to Chaknu just hoping that the Way of the Dragon, let's say he does get the Flicker Jeet Kundo in, that it is Oheb or Oh My V, or Oheb or Wise that he gets to get closer to the members of Omega to burst down. Speaking of burst, Kelra did pick up the Immortality to keep himself a little bit safer. So we're seeing a little bit more Immortalities across the board. Ryzen switched up his items actually, decided to pick up the Malefic Roar, and then the Athena Shield is also there for him.
And the Radiant Armor.
Yeah.
Absolutely good
Radiant armor.
magic resistance. Kinda can survive against Oheb even longer. But against Wise, maybe not so much. So that's going to take a while here. And this Siege, again, I kind of expect games like this to kind of drag on. It is going to be tough to know whether or not who, rather, is going to make the big decision on Omega. And for Blacklist, they can't really, like, dive, right? This is not a dive comp. This is a kite comp.
This is literally two polar opposite lineups. Because look, even the Nathan tends to dive with the entropy swap.
Exactly.
So Omega wants to go all in, but Blacklist is going to do their best to kite him. So
All out.
again, ladies and gentlemen, game of tag, and Omega's in.
Yeah. And Blacklist, are they happy with this game drawing out, though? That's a big question.
I think so far, yeah, because it's working out very well for them. The members of Omega can't get close to Oheb and Wise.
Renzio's about to get sandwich. Circling Eagle confirmed by the Queen. Gonna knock up the big old dinosaur. Reverse time as well. Let's see. Oh, Renzio. Wow.
Flickers out.
His teammates blocked the Death Sonata.
That's good.
Very rarely will you hear the Barat say, ask for help.
Yeah, and a very small thing though, but with with big ramifications, is how Edward, from going from the front line facing up against Omega, Blacklist called for him to block E2max so that E2max couldn't get in with an Abyssal Arrow, because E2max went off to the side to try to get a better view of Oheb and Wise there in the back line. So then Edward ended up going after E2max's Selena, forcing him out, and it was actually Edward who ended up eating an Abyssal Arrow, perfectly blocking it, meant that Omega couldn't get another opening for an engagement.
Remember, no flicker for Omega here for Orenzio. That's difficult.
Yeah,
It's going to be more difficult for him to get into position.
Yeah, for a Barrett.
Yeah. They have to be honest. They have to be honest, and they have to find Blacklist over-committing.
Or hit that arrow,
So
E2max. Come on.
that's
Either one.
It's way too many circumstances for it to just happen right now, willy-nilly. 25 minutes in, this Lord has been enhanced up the wazoo. He can do backflips now.
Yeah. It's
That's
scary.
not true, but it's very strong.
It's funny because in these flow state, when you're in flow state already, like at more than 25 minutes of consistently moving,
Oh, yeah.
it's so much easier to dodge arrows. So that's why E2max has not been able to hit one for the past how many minutes
True.
already. So they're gonna really have to take Blacklist by surprise if they want to get these stunts to sink in.
Yeah.
And with so many, again, there's like 2 Purifies on the side of Blacklist. They also have the Time's Journey. Even if E2max lands it, is it going to be on someone who doesn't have it? And again, with the tight formation of Blacklist, even though he landed that, Omega can't go in just yet. So now we're seeing Omega trying to split the map a little bit more to force Blacklist to disperse the Ube, and hopefully Omega can, or Omega's hoping rather, that they can, if they split up the Ube, more pressure in the side lanes, and then they can reform around the Lord if they want to take that.
Yeah. I think Blacklist's condition here is as long as Haji keeps it together, as long as Haji doesn't miss a beat,
Yeah.
like they're in a good position.
And
Either way.
And so far, he hasn't been missing a beat for the past few minutes. Early on, though, it was understandable. But now, because of the items on that Diggy, even he can buy enough time. Again, that's pull yourself together in the Diggy, so he has more he frequently has more access to the Aegis.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I forgot the benefit of that. Yeah. So, right now though, Renzio has his flicker back on, so they can try to go for the bait if they want to. That's the easiest way to get to the back line.
I guess this is Omega's gambit. They're going to force Blacklist and say, look how much damage we're putting on Lord. Come answer real quick. And yeah, this is a full reset. Both teams not willing to commit the full amount to this huge objective. Because
Yep.
again, even the Lord,
Look,
knowing how these two teams play, is not a confirmed win. Not just yet.
it was good intel from Haji's bombs and the minion as well, chasing Renzio. So, good info for Black.
Yeah. Ooh. Could be the point of no return. Maximum charge by Oheb. But
Yeah,
this
apparently.
this is a Barazzi.
Chuck?
He'll be fine.
Oh, wait.
Chaknu split pushing.
Yeah, Chocolate split pushing, and it's Blacklist's turn to try to bait Omega here with the Lord.
Or Omega baiting Blacklist to respond to the wave.
Yeah.
Ah, mind games up. The mind games are really.
I know you know.
Woo! Stressing on my head here.
Mixed signals.
Yeah, like who's actually.
Will they or won't they?
Yeah. Is this guy trapped with him, or are you trapped with who? Like, who's trapped with actually who here?
I'm confused.
Me too.
So confusing.
I'm always confused.
Who's who's actually setting the trap?
Oh no.
Right?
Eto Max here, he is not in a shape to engage, so gonna go for the recall. And Edward answers the last bit of work that Chakno has put in for the past couple of minutes up top. So maybe let's just try to digest the items. Full build everybody, I guess.
Yeah.
Same for
Yeah.
the roamers.
Like at this point, everyone's just trading items left and right, and then I've been seeing a lot of potions get picked up. Actually, right now, Oh My Venus actually has a rock potion, and it's still 60-40 favoring Blacklist International.
Yeah. But I did note, Etomax was still missing an item. He was en
Weird.
route to something, maybe an immortality.
Probably. Maybe he swapped out,
Yeah.
and he's waiting for it to get back on.
Immortality makes sense. Probably what happened there is he picked up the potion, and then Omega was like, or he decided to change up his item.
He knew that it was an all-in thing, so he needs to get more reps in
Yeah.
when the fights happen. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting RTWR. 40% for Omega, and then it's a majority to Blacklist.
I'd say closer. A little bit closer here. but I get-
55-45.
There you go.
Maybe.
A little bit fair.
That's
'cause-
my internal calculation that took about 2 seconds of computing.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Wise actually picked up the Demon Hunter sword, so now Renjo needs to be careful.
Even Ryzen too.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Maybe these marksmen, if Blacklist really wants to go for one big fight, just sell the boots and go for damage. Like, both on Oheb and to Wise here. Maybe that's a way to eke out more damage from these marksmen in the late game.
If I'm not mistaken now, though, both Haji and Oh My Venus have Favor as their Roam Boots blessing. Because Oh My Venus just picked up Tough Boots with Favor on it.
Ah,
And at this point, you can still get gold for that to unlock the Favor passive by getting assists. And
So it's all the heals.
gets all the heals.
Check this out.
Oh,
Chaknu,
Chaknu!
Way of the Dragon onto the Queen, but in the opposite direction. Could this be a full committal? Answer is no. That's just a few green dots spent on the side of Blacklist and Omega, so they can just call it quits, find another entry, better, maybe, and now Renzio getting caught in. Circling Eagle by
bad.
the Queen.
Rough motion.
Renzio's gonna go down here, man. That's gonna be 1 for Oheb and 80 seconds on the bench for the two-time MPL champion.
so many ordinances that these two teams have to deal with here so far. And yeah, stuff like that is gonna happen. Someone's gonna slip up one way or another.
So Free Lord, unless Kelra can pull a miracle here and go for the steal.
Ryzen's getting in
We have
position.
to reset it.
There's a reset. Look at Ryzen. Putting damage onto the back line. Chaknu goes down. Oh My Venus. Lethal counter. Dunked in. Reverse time onto Ryzen. Kelra. Let's see what he's got. He does have an entropy up still, so it's a 2-for-1.
And at this point, 70 seconds on Chaknu, I don't think they mind. They know that Blacklist can't actually push out. What they can do though is get in position for the Lord. Actually, this is gonna be a quick Lord.
Yeah.
That's
very
a free
fast
Blacklist Lord here at this point.
Oh no. Yep, and there's no contest. from
Ryzen
Omega.
doesn't want to contest.
Yeah, I love what they've done here. I love what Blacklist has done because now, 30 minutes away from the draft, you see what their plan was. They took out all the assassins because assassins are the only ones who can really break this down.
No one can get to the back line. Like, even Keller is having a hard time, even with the entropy, right? That's a good point.
But imagine if we had like a Lancelot or a Hayabusa or a Ling. That's easy entry to the Kimmy and the Granger, but right now, like, Omega has to be so honest. Omega has to really come from the front. Even the side.
Has to be a
the
straight up outplay.
Yes, the
Yeah.
flanking is also impossible because there's a Diggy here.
And again, with what you mentioned, the Omega lineup is honest with how they want to engage their team fights. And
You gotta go.
Yeah, you're gonna go. It's gonna be a slow crawl forward. Now, Blacklist are on the way to winning this game. Will Omega have enough damage to take down the Lord before Blacklist can break the base?
Oh no, Lord.
can't.
Marching in. The 6th member of Blacklist already on the map.
Damage from Blacklist.
The spirit of Esson in this major objective, wailing away, just as easily
Ow.
taken down. All 5 members are here. Renzio committing the flicker in his own base just to survive. Omega can still breathe easy, knowing that there's just have to clear the minion waves to get past this assault. But that's easier said than done. Lethal counter just to clear the waves. And can they force it? There's a time journey. So Omega's counting. Omega's counting. That's one big ult out. Can we force this? Ooh, maybe not.
All right, they've got a very tanky lineup. I think at this point, Blacklist has to agree. So that's why they're not even facing that straight on. Like, they're going straight for, like, chip damage on objective. And at this point, it's just going to be, again, Omega, one big pick-off. Like, is that even possible right now? It's so difficult. Even for me, from my standpoint, with caster vision, like, you can't, there's no way that they can go behind.
Yeah, you've been seeing it for quite a while now. Not quite, for a long time now, where Omega have just been trying to find an opening, whether it's Bichaknu kicking someone away or Itamax landing an arrow, but then again, so many purifies. And Haji just picked up fleeting time. So he'll almost always have Time's Journey with him now. So even less, it's going to be a hard, tall order for Omega to turn around. 3 mortalities, 1 picked up just by Venus, and 1 on Edward.
And no more boots on Oheb.
Yeah, no more boots on Oheb. So it's like picking up the Blood Wings, it is more of like a, okay, this is it.
I'm going to stand and shoot.
Yeah, I will stand and shoot, and it's the trust there of Oheb for the front line of Blacklist, which is, they're doing really well. There's so much, not healing, but shielding capabilities on the side of Blacklist International.
But also healing, again, given the amount of favor.
Yeah,
That's
favor.
true.
Maximum charge into bush.
Blank.
Oheb is aware. I think that's the secondary sound, yes. I was going to say, man, if only I knew that this game would last 35 minutes, maybe 40, I would have ordered from Panda Pro and then got my food
Absolutely.
immediately. I believe the current longest game right now
Last night?
was last night. All right, so we broke the previous record held by
We're about
36.
by
We're about
TNC and
to.
Echo. All
Yeah,
right,
cool.
so it's now RSG and XPE at 36:15. We're a minute away from breaking that.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
the all-time?
No,
15?
58.
58?
Wait, no. There was one from MSC 2019.
It went an hour?
What?
Yeah.
What?
I think Archangel played that.
Oh.
We need to look it up. But
We'll look at it.
yeah. I believe the all-time high is upwards of an hour.
And from the looks of it, like, no one seems to be budging. No one seems to be slipping.
Yep.
Like,
And it's not like Omega can't finish if they can't punish Blacklist, right?
that's true.
It's
That's
just as easy, but they can't find an entry.
That rhymes.
I'm a poet and I didn't even know it.
Kelra, though, I feel like, can Blacklist catch Kelra? Is there a catch potential here on Kelra? There's none, right?
Nope.
None.
Yeah.
It's if Kelra goes in way too early with
It's all up to Kelra.
Yeah, if his
with a swap.
if it's his mistake if he does.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an entropy too deep.
If he gets caught, which is very, very difficult to do.
Is this Omega just gonna hunker down and say, okay, let's give up the Lord, let's defend one more time? Is that it?
They can't. They have the clear to do it.
Yeah, but look at Renzio. He's what, 5 seconds away from the engage.
Oh.
Lord
Oh.
now at about a fifth of his health. Here we
What?
go. Circling Eagle set in. Detna's welcome. Spacing them out. Lord is still standing. And there's the lethal counter. Ryzen in their face taking it. No casualties on the side of Blacklist just yet, but they do get a Lord.
The punish
Omega. Omega's still in this. Immortality popped onto Renzio. Gets blasted here in the purple buff side of their jungle. 3v5.
Not worth it.
Oh,
Absolutely not worth it.
Etamax, he pops the conceal. Did he? No, he was just going
He's
for
trying
the
to buy time. He's
transform.
trying to buy time.
Yeah, all right.
Oh.
Okay, 2 seconds to Lord. Here he comes.
Etamax.
And
Ow!
that's a dash. Reverse
Maximum
time.
charge.
Edward's going to knock him out. Edward, bow.
87 seconds
Yeah.
out for Itamax.
Yeah, after Blacklist take down this Lord, very good chance that they'll be able to end the game actually. See how Edward is pushing in the lane up top.
Waves on waves.
Waves on waves in the bottom lane, they'll leave that. So the push is gonna be reliant of the top lane and the mid lane waves. The mid lane wave just looks like to be one cannon. There's gonna be 4 minions for Chaknu. Oh,
What's
this is
Chaknu
smart.
doing?
Oh, he's a minion assassin!
He needs to clear
The
this
minion
up.
is his enemy.
He hates these
He
wagons, bro.
He wanted to delay that minion wave by a little bit more time. It's all gonna be up to Keller and Chaknu to take down that one cannon minion and the wave in mid.
And Kelra, far off entropy. There's a wave right here. That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen.
What
Blacklist
a game!
International
Wow.
playing
Wow.
on the inevitable. Take in game